Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory here with your First Alert streaming show at 2:30. Let's start with a look outside. This is a live look at the view from our 14 News studio tower camera. Very different from the view this morning when it was very cloudy. We had some scattered rain and thunderstorms. We have clearing skies now, and it's going to be mostly sunny through the middle of the week, but then we do have more rain possible as we get into Father's Day weekend. More on that in just a moment. First, let's mention the severe weather that we had over the weekend. We did have two very brief, very small, but tornadoes nonetheless move through the tri-state, one in Davis County and one in Spencer County on Saturday evening. So let's start with the one in Davis County, an EF0 with peak winds of 85 miles an hour. It was on the ground for just over 2 miles with a max width of 25 yards, but it went through a very busy part of town. It started out right around Frederica Street there, hit a few businesses, including causing some damage to the Lowe's there, and then crossed the bypass before lifting. There was another EF0 in a more rural part of the tri-state just to the northwest of Hatfield in Spencer County, right near the Spencer-Warwick County border there. Another EF0 with peak winds of 65 miles an hour. That one was on the ground for just over half a mile with max width of 25 yards. Mainly did tree damage and things like that up that way. Thankfully, even though especially that one in Owensboro was in a pretty busy part of town, there were no injuries with either of these, but those two small EF0 tornadoes now brings our total up to 15 tornadoes in the tri-state so far this year. Now, I mentioned we did have some scattered showers and thunderstorms roll through the tri-state last night and into this morning, but the bulk of that rain pushed off to the east by about midday. We're mainly dry across the region right now with just one very light shower in Muhlenberg County. And if I throw the clouds on here, you can see those clouds have also been sliding to the east as we've gone through the day today. And so really down into parts of Ohio and Muhlenberg County where we have that one small shower, that's really the only area where those clouds are still overhead. It's mostly sunny across the tri-state, and those clouds and any chance of rain will continue to push off to the southeast as we go through the rest of this afternoon. Now, we may see a few more clouds and maybe even a stray sprinkle later this evening and into the first part of tonight, but it's a very slim chance. Most of us will stay dry, and any clouds or rain chances we do see will quickly taper back off as we go through the overnight hours, and we have plenty of sunshine in the forecast tomorrow. As for our temperatures, most of us are sitting somewhere in the 70s, but you can definitely tell the impact that the cloud cover and the rain has had, because in Illinois, where the sun's been out since 10-11 a.m., sitting in the upper 70s. Through the middle part of the tri-state, including Evansville, Newburgh, Henderson, sitting in the mid 70s. Then farther to the southeast, where in some locations those clouds are still hanging around, places like Greenville, Madisonville, sitting in the lower 70s. So those clouds really having an impact today. As we go through the rest of the afternoon, I do think we'll tack on a couple more degrees. So Illinois, you'll probably crack 80. In Evansville, I think we'll climb into the upper 70s. Then as we approach sunset, we start to drop back through the 70s and then into the 60s, eventually bottoming out in the upper 50s to right around the 60-degree mark by the end of the night under mostly clear skies. Then tomorrow, lots of sunshine in the forecast, a really beautiful day with high temperatures right around the 80-degree mark. Moving through the second half of the week, though, we then see a warm up with highs climbing into the mid to maybe even upper 80s starting Wednesday and continuing through the weekend and even into the start of next week. But we also have some rain to deal with. So lots of sunshine tomorrow and Wednesday. Even Thursday, I think, will be mostly sunny, but we start to see just a few clouds. Then those rain chances pick up as we go through the day on Friday, especially Friday afternoon and evening. That's where we see scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms. And this will be much like this past weekend in the sense that we'll see some rain, then we maybe get a brief break, then the rain chances pick back up again, and we just see round after round of showers and storms through Saturday into Sunday, and then even lingering into Monday of next week. So several chances of scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms starting Friday and continuing even into the start of next week. So that does mean you want to keep that in mind for any Father's Day plans if you plan to get outside. Maybe dad's going to golf for his special day. Whatever it may be, we do have scattered rain and even some thunderstorms in the forecast throughout Father's Day weekend. The good news is, as of right now, we're not expecting severe weather. Now, we're still a few days out. That can obviously change. It's something we're going to keep a close eye on. But right now, it looks like these will most likely be just kind of general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. But even if it's just some lightning and heavy rain, if you have an outdoor event, that can still be hazardous. So keep that in mind for any outdoor plans for Father's Day weekend. But as of right now, not anticipating that those storms will be severe. I'm not seeing any questions in the comments section today, so I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Don't go anywhere though. Robinson Miles and Jamie French will be right back with some of your latest news headlines.
Breaking right now, a shutdown on I-69.
Stay connected to the team you trust your way.
We have a safety alert for all of you moms and dads out there.
Get breaking news and investigations here on the 14 News app.
Storms rolling into the tri-state.
Get instant forecasts and real-time weather alerts here on the 14 First Alert Weather app.
And stream live on your TV here or watch anytime on your schedule.
We're covering breaking news.
Indiana State.
Stay connected to 14 News wherever you are.
Live from 14 News, this is a 14 Digital News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 news and weather update. I'm Jamie French.
And I'm Robinson Miles. Again, thank you so much for carving a little bit of your Monday out here for us. First of all, bad news, they fixed my microphone. So now you all have to hear me. Bummer for everybody. Now, interestingly enough, that was actually something that we kind of figured out in part because of the comments that we were getting on the stream. So just be aware, we do keep an eye on those. If you do have anything you want to say to Jamie and I, any interesting questions, and you behave yourself, then maybe we'll check them out there at the end of the stream. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
to start things off today, one of our biggest headlines, the saga continues with the Blue Bridge. We do have an update on that major construction project. Construction on the Blue Bridge in Owensboro was pushed back.
Oh, that's right. Of course, this is a major project, and it's going to last a while. So it was supposed to get started today, but because of some rain that moved in early this morning, they've now pushed that to tomorrow. So crews will start with some single lane closures tomorrow morning, and then that's going to be in place through Thursday. Again, one lane will still be open. This is like the preliminary work, all leading up to that daunting closure that is going to shut down the Blue Bridge completely for 90 days. That's going to start after July 4th, really cutting off access there from Davis County to Spencer County, making sort of a headache, but some much needed work, Rob.
True. Now, that is one of those things, just to hit it again, this is something that's kind of going in phases. What we're talking about right now is the preliminary work. It's going to take us down to one lane. The big one, though, that one is coming up post July 4th. That's where they're expecting about 90 days closed. Of course, there is a lot to do. That is a very old bridge. They're going to be replacing and repairing a lot of different issues that have come up as it has aged. And that entire project is expected to last through the beginning of October.
Yeah, so of course a lot to look forward to there, and we'll keep you updated every step of the way. Now, something very cool that we're also talking about today is a groundbreaking. I love a groundbreaking. It means something new is coming to our area, but this is the new EVSC Academy of Science and Medicine building. This is a very cool program.
It's going to be really interesting. You know, all the stories that we've done with a lot of our local schools seem to be emphasizing this type of thing where they want kids to get more hands-on experience early in their educational career. So this is going to be at the site of the former Wellborn Clinic building in downtown Evansville. Now, the EVSC is partnering with the University of Evansville. The idea being that this is an innovative space with learning opportunities for local high school and college students in science, healthcare, and the medical fields.
Yeah, so they sort of described this to us as a pipeline for any EVSC students who want to study medicine. So this building will hopefully teach our future doctors and surgeons and nurses and things like that. So construction is set to begin immediately. Like we said, they broke the ground today, and construction crews should be out there first thing tomorrow, getting to work there. All of it expected to open up in 2026. Now, a lot of really cool people were at that event today. Of course, Dr. David Smith, the superintendent, and a bunch of different people as well, talking about how this is really going to impact the students with the EVSC and University of Evansville. Our Isaac Calvert was there, and of course, he'll have all the details tonight on 14 News.
Of course, this is and we're just to say this again, I know I hit this already, but it seems like more and more when we're doing these big stories with our local schools, they seem to be pushing for this more and more, is getting kids more opportunities earlier in their education to kind of see what everything is like. If you're interested in going into medicine, it gives you that opportunity. That was one of the drawbacks of growing up in a really small high school. They did not have a local news station nearby, so I had to wait until college and a lot of false starts before I finally got here.
Yeah, so this is going to be wonderful for those kids who really want to pursue a career in any sort of healthcare at all. So, getting their foot in the door sooner, it's going to be awesome.
So that's going to wrap things up for our 2:30 stream today. Of course, we are going to be back with all of our evening shows, 4, 5, and 6, and later on at 10. So if you want to learn more about what's been going on in the tri-state or these stories we already talked about, perhaps in a little more detail, be sure to join us then.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching us this afternoon. Have a great day.